There is a power within you greater than any obstacle, greater than any limitation, greater than the world itself. You are not here to beg for scraps or to live at the mercy of circumstance. You are here to create, to build, to rule over the kingdom of your own mind. Act as an empire builder, for that is what you are. Everything you seek to build, everything you wish to become, already exists within you. The world outside is nothing more than a reflection of the world within. Every empire that has ever stood began first in the unseen, in the mind of the one who dared to believe it into existence. Before a single structure rose, before the first foundation was laid, before the world even knew of its coming, the empire lived in the imagination of its creator. It is within the mind that kingdoms are forged, destinies are written, and realities are commanded into being. There is no force outside of you greater than the force within you. The limitations you perceive are illusions, shaped by past beliefs and sustained by those who do not yet know their own power. But you are not among them. You have seen the truth. You understand that the world bends to the one who assumes their authority over it. Your mind is the blueprint, the architect, and the source of all that will unfold in your experience. What you think you become, what you assume you receive, what you persist in mentally, the world must reflect back to you. It does not matter where you are now. The present moment holds no power over the vast potential waiting to be unlocked within you. Circumstances, conditions, and past failures are nothing more than old manifestations, echoes of previous thoughts and beliefs. They are not permanent. They do not define you unless you allow them to. If you wish to build an empire, if you desire to create a reality of power, wealth, and success, you must first construct it in the only place that truly matters, in your mind. Most people believe that action alone builds success. They believe that struggle, effort, and external validation are the keys to achievement. But they fail to see that action without vision is wasted energy. Movement without belief leads nowhere. It is the mind that directs, the mind that commands, and the mind that determines what will and will not come to pass. Action is only the servant of the unseen forces at work within you. When you align your inner world with the reality you seek, action becomes effortless, obstacles dissolve, and the path clears before you. The empire builder does not look to the world for confirmation. They do not seek proof before believing. They believe first, and then the world adjusts to match their conviction. They walk with certainty, not because they see the evidence, but because they know that the evidence must appear. This is the secret that separates those who create from those who wait. The masses wait for signs, for validation, for permission to believe in what they desire. The empire builder creates the sign within themselves and moves as if it is already done. You must train your mind to see beyond what is. You must hold the image of your empire so vividly, so unshakably, that it becomes more real to you than your current reality. If you can see it within, it must manifest without. This is law. The world outside has no choice but to rearrange itself to reflect the dominant thoughts you hold. Doubt is the destroyer of empires. The moment you entertain the possibility of failure, you invite it in. The moment you allow uncertainty to take root, you build obstacles where none existed before. You must assume the reality of your vision with such intensity that doubt has no room to exist. There is no power in questioning, no strength in hesitation. The empire builder does not ask if success is possible. They know it is inevitable. Every great leader, every visionary, every person who has transformed their life and the lives of others did so by first mastering their mind. They saw their empire within before the world acknowledged its existence. They walked in faith when no one else could see the vision. They refused to accept the limitations imposed by society, by circumstance, by past experiences. They built their success in the unseen and allowed reality to catch up. You must do the same. You must discipline your thoughts, guard your imagination, and refuse to entertain anything that contradicts your vision. The mind is the workshop where reality is shaped. If you allow fear, doubt, or limitation to take hold, you will construct an empire of struggle. But if you hold firm to the vision of success, wealth, power, and freedom, that is exactly what you will create. Your mind is the only thing you must master. The world outside is secondary, a mere reflection of what you hold to be true within. The blueprint is already drawn. The empire is already built in the unseen. Now, it is only a matter of allowing it to unfold. Walk in the certainty that what you have imagined is already yours. Assume its reality. Act from that place of knowing, and the world will bend to your will. You must move through the world as if what you desire is already yours. There can be no hesitation, no questioning, no seeking confirmation from the outside. The moment you desire something, it is created in the unseen, but it will never take form in the physical world if you continue to act as though it does not exist. You must embody the version of yourself that has already received it. Think as they think, speak as they speak, and carry yourself with the certainty of one who already possesses everything they once longed for. Most people live as if they are separate from their desires, as if there is a great distance between where they are and where they want to be. This illusion of separation is the very thing that keeps their desires out of reach. The mind does not understand time the way the physical world does. It does not distinguish between what is now and what is yet to come. It only responds to the state you occupy. If you act as though you are still waiting, the world will mirror that waiting. But if you act as though you have already received, reality will shift to match your assumption. You must understand that nothing is truly outside of you. The wealth, success, love, and power you seek are not things to be gained, but states to be assumed. The version of you who has already built their empire does not wish, does not hope, does not chase. They simply are. They know their place, their worth, their power. And because they know, the world conforms. The universe is not moved by pleading, it is moved by certainty. How does the one who has already succeeded think? How do they move? How do they carry themselves? How do they respond to challenges? They do not react with desperation, for they are not lacking. They do not doubt, for they already have. They are not swayed by circumstances because they understand that circumstances are only the residue of past assumptions, nothing more. When you step into this version of yourself, when you assume the feeling of already having what you seek, everything begins to shift. Most people make the mistake of believing they must wait until they see the result before they can feel successful, powerful, or abundant. This is backward thinking. The feeling must come first. The assumption must be unwavering. You must walk into a room as though you belong, even if no one else acknowledges it. You must make decisions as though you are already in the position you desire, even if no evidence yet exists. The mind cannot tell the difference between imagination and reality, and once it fully accepts your assumption as fact, the world will have no choice but to comply. Think of the most successful, powerful individuals in history. Did they wait for permission to feel like leaders? Did they ask the world for validation before stepping into their greatness? No. They acted as if their empire was already built long before the first stone was laid. They spoke with authority before anyone knew their name. They carried themselves with the assurance of one who had already won, and in time the world caught up to their assumption. This is the way of the empire builder. To act as if you already have what you desire is not deception, it is creation. You are not pretending, you are assuming a new state of being. You are not lying to yourself, you are aligning with the truth that has always been yours. The physical world is slow to catch up, but it must, it has no choice. The energy you radiate, the belief you hold, the identity you assume, all of these dictate what manifests in your experience. When you wake up in the morning, carry yourself as the person who already has it all. Do not look in the mirror and see lack, see abundance. When you interact with others, do not shrink, do not hesitate. Speak and move with the confidence of one who has arrived. Your reality will begin to shift in ways that seem almost magical, but this is no mystery. This is law. The outer world is merely a reflection of the inner state you embody. Do not wait for proof. Do not wait for signs. Do not wait for permission. Decide now who you are and be that person in every thought, every word, every action. The world is waiting for you to claim what is already yours. The one who builds an empire does not ask for permission. They do not wait for approval, validation, or the right moment. They understand that the only authority that matters is the one they claim for themselves. The world does not grant success to those who hesitate. It yields to those who declare their place without question, those who step forward as if the throne was always theirs to take. Most people live their lives seeking permission. Permission to be successful, permission to be confident, permission to want more than what they have. They wait for someone to tell them they are ready, that they are worthy, that it is finally their time. But that time never comes for those who wait. The ones who achieve, the ones who create, the ones who build their own empires do not wait. They move as though they already have the right to everything they desire. And because they believe it to be so, the world reflects that belief back to them. It is not arrogance to claim your own power. It is your birthright. There is no governing force outside of you that decides whether you can have the success, the wealth, the influence you seek. There is no higher authority denying you entry. The only barriers that exist are the ones you accept as real. The moment you stop looking to the world for permission and begin to declare what is yours, those barriers dissolve. The masses follow the rules written by those who came before them, never questioning whether those rules serve them. They wait for the conditions to be perfect, for the sign that says, now you may begin. But those who lead, those who build, those who create new realities do not wait for permission. They do not ask if they are allowed to be great. They do not hesitate to step into the life they have already claimed in their minds. If you believe that you must earn the right to success, you will always be chasing it. If you believe that you need approval before you can take action, you will always be waiting. The truth is, there is no qualification you must meet, no requirement you must fulfill before you step into your power. You simply must decide. The moment you choose to embody the version of yourself who already possesses what you seek, everything in your world begins to rearrange itself to match that assumption. The greatest mistake people make is seeking external validation before they believe in themselves. They wait for someone to tell them they are capable, for opportunities to prove they are worthy. But empire builders do not wait for evidence before they believe. They believe first, and then the evidence appears. They do not seek confirmation, they create it. When you move without hesitation, without looking over your shoulder for approval, the world responds to your certainty. People follow those who do not doubt themselves. Opportunities open for those who step forward with authority. Everything you seek is waiting for you to claim it, but it will not come to those who hesitate. The moment you decide you are ready, the doors will open. There will always be voices telling you to wait, to be cautious, to prove yourself first. But these voices come from those who do not understand the power of assumption. They believe that success must be earned through struggle, that power must be granted by someone else. But you know the truth. You know that the only requirement is belief. The only permission you need is your own. Think of those who have built great legacies, who have changed the course of history. Did they wait for permission? Did they seek validation before stepping into their role? No. They moved with unwavering confidence even when no one else believed in them. They did not ask if they were allowed to lead, they simply led. They did not wait for opportunities, they created them. This is the difference between those who succeed and those who remain where they are. You must embody this same certainty. Do not wait for the perfect moment, for the right circumstances, for approval from others. The moment you decide that what you seek is already yours, reality will begin to shape itself around that decision. Move as if success is inevitable, speak as if you are already at the top, walk as if you belong in every room you enter, and soon the world will have no choice but to recognize the truth you have already claimed. The physical world is nothing more than a reflection of past assumptions. What you see around you, the circumstances you find yourself in, and the conditions you believe to be real, are all manifestations of old thoughts, previous beliefs, and past states of mind. If you allow your present reality to dictate what you believe is possible, you will remain stuck in an endless cycle, recreating the same experiences over and over again. But the one who builds an empire does not accept the world as it is. They shape it according to their vision. They do not seek confirmation from the outside. They impose their inner conviction upon reality. Most people allow their senses to define what they believe is possible. They look at their bank account and decide how much they are worth. They look at their current environment and determine what their future will be. They react to circumstances as if they are set in stone, never realizing that circumstances are fluid, that they are always changing, and that they can be rewritten at any moment. The empire builder does not fall into this trap. They do not let the physical world dictate their thoughts. They let their thoughts dictate the physical world. To create the life you desire, you must ignore what appears to be real and focus only on what you have claimed in your mind. You must train yourself to see beyond what is in front of you, to persist in your assumption even when everything around you seems to contradict it. This is where most people fail. They waver, they doubt, they look for evidence before they believe. But belief does not come from seeing, seeing comes from belief. If you cannot hold the image of your empire in your mind with absolute certainty, the world will never reflect it back to you. The world is slow to change, but it must change. Just as a seed takes time to break through the soil and grow into a mighty tree, so too does your vision require time to take shape. But in the period before it manifests, you must not waver. You must not look at the empty soil and declare that nothing is happening. The moment you doubt, the moment you give in to appearances, you uproot what was already growing beneath the surface. The unseen forces are always working, but they can only be sustained by your unwavering faith. Reality is not fixed. It is malleable, flexible, and entirely subject to your assumptions. But if you continue to react to what is, you will never create something new. If you wish to build an empire, you must become blind to the present and see only the future you have claimed. Do not let the opinions of others, the limitations imposed by society, or the temporary setbacks along the way shake your belief. These are nothing more than illusions, distractions meant to test your resolve. But the one who knows their power does not falter. They do not question whether their vision will become real. They assume it is already done. This is the secret of those who succeed. They do not wait for evidence before believing. They do not let circumstances define them. They walk with certainty even when everything around them seems unchanged. And because they persist in their assumption, the world eventually bends to match their inner conviction. If you find yourself doubting, if you begin to question whether your vision will ever come to pass, remind yourself that the world outside is nothing but a reflection of old thoughts. What you see today is not proof of what is possible. It is only a delayed response to who you once were. If you want a new reality, you must become a new person in your mind first. Assume the feeling of already having what you desire. Hold on to that assumption no matter what, and the world will be forced to rearrange itself accordingly. This is the power of the empire builder. They do not seek permission, they do not react to appearances, and they do not waver in their belief. They impose their will upon reality, and reality has no choice but to obey. An empire builder does not waste energy explaining themselves to those who do not see their vision. They do not seek validation from the world, nor do they attempt to justify their desires, ambitions, or methods. They understand that greatness is often misunderstood, that those who think beyond the limits of the average mind will always appear unreasonable to those who have accepted mediocrity. They do not dilute their purpose by explaining themselves to people who are incapable of comprehending the magnitude of their vision. Instead, they remain silent, focused, and unwavering in their mission. The masses have been conditioned to seek approval before taking action. They want reassurance that their ideas are good, that their ambitions are valid, that their path is acceptable in the eyes of others. They share their dreams with those who have no capacity to understand them, only to be met with doubt, skepticism, and discouragement. But an empire builder does not fall into this trap. They know that explaining themselves to small minds only invites unnecessary resistance. They move in silence, allowing their results to speak for them. When you attempt to justify your vision to those who cannot see it, you invite doubt into your own mind. Every question they ask, every limitation they project, every fear they impose upon you becomes a seed of uncertainty. Even the strongest mind can be weakened by the constant pull of negativity. Words have power, and if you allow yourself to engage in conversations with those who do not share your belief, you risk being influenced by their doubts. The empire builder protects their mind from such interference. They do not argue, they do not defend, and they do not seek to convince. They simply do. Success is not achieved through the approval of others. It is achieved through unwavering conviction. The greatest visionaries in history did not waste time trying to make others understand them. They were ridiculed, doubted, and opposed, yet they persisted. They knew that trying to explain their vision to those who could not grasp it was a distraction. Their focus remained on their work, and in time the world caught up. The empire builder operates in the same way. They do not concern themselves with explaining their every move. They do not slow down to make others comfortable. They do not seek acceptance. They create, and the world is forced to accept what they have built. When you move in silence, You eliminate resistance before it even arises. You do not give others the opportunity to plant seeds of doubt in your mind. You do not allow their fears to become your own. You remain centered in your own vision, undisturbed by external noise. This is the power of restraint. It is the ability to act without seeking acknowledgement, to build without needing applause, to grow without requiring validation. Most people speak of their plans before they have taken action. They announce their ambitions prematurely, hoping to receive encouragement, but in doing so, they expose themselves to unnecessary obstacles. They give others the chance to dissuade them, to impose their own limitations onto them, to challenge their belief. An empire builder understands that silence is protection. What is unseen cannot be attacked, and what is not spoken cannot be torn down. The world is full of those who will tell you what cannot be done. They will remind you of past failures, highlight every possible risk, and insist that you remain within the confines of what is realistic. But their version of reality is not yours. They have accepted a world of limits, but you have chosen to create a world without them. The empire builder does not engage in debates with those who have already decided what is impossible. They know that possibility is not determined by the opinions of others. It is determined by belief. There is a quiet power in moving without explanation. It allows you to conserve energy, to stay focused, and to build without interference. When you no longer feel the need to justify yourself, you free yourself from the burden of external expectations. You move with confidence, knowing that your results will be the only explanation you ever need. Your vision is yours alone. It does not require approval, it does not need to be understood, and it is not subject to the limitations of others. The empire builder moves in silence, knowing that the time will come when their work will speak for itself. Let others wonder, let them question, let them doubt. Your only job is to continue building. An empire builder does not move in desperation, nor do they chase after opportunities, people, or recognition. They understand that the moment they begin to chase, they affirm lack. Chasing implies that what they seek is separate from them, that it is outside of their reach, that they do not yet possess it. But an empire is not built from a place of scarcity. It is built from a consciousness of ownership, from the unwavering knowing that what is theirs will come. Not because they run after it, but because they attract it through their belief, their energy, and their unshakable presence. The masses are conditioned to believe that effort alone brings success, that running tirelessly toward their desires will somehow force them into existence. They are taught to hustle, to struggle, to prove their worth through exhaustion. But the one who builds an empire understands a deeper truth. Attraction is more powerful than pursuit. The energy of certainty draws things in. The energy of desperation repels. To move as an empire builder is to understand that the most powerful force in creation is alignment, not struggle. The moment you believe that something is already yours, you no longer feel the need to chase it. You no longer feel restless, anxious, or impatient. You do not operate from a mindset of hoping, wishing, or waiting. You operate from a mindset of possession. You move with quiet confidence, knowing that what is meant for you is being drawn toward you just as surely as the earth pulls objects downward with gravity. This is not passivity, this is mastery. It is the ability to know that all things are working in your favor, even when you cannot yet see them. Most people sabotage their own manifestations because they do not trust. They see a delay and assume it is a denial. They do not realize that the act of chasing is what keeps their desires just out of reach. The one who builds an empire knows better. They understand that when they fully assume their role, when they carry themselves as if the success, wealth, and influence they seek is already theirs, the world must rearrange itself accordingly. There is no need to force, no need to convince, no need to run after what is naturally drawn to them. Power is quiet. It does not scream, it does not beg, it does not seek attention. It simply is. The empire builder moves through life with this kind of power, They do not announce their worth, they embody it. They do not chase people, they attract them. They do not demand opportunities, they create an energy so undeniable that opportunities come to them. This is the energy of sovereignty. It is the energy of someone who understands that they are the source, that their external reality is simply a reflection of what they hold within. When you believe you must chase, you are telling yourself that you are incomplete, that you are missing something, that you are not enough as you are. But when you know that everything you desire is already flowing toward you, you move differently. You speak differently. You carry yourself with a presence that commands attention without ever needing to demand it. This is the difference between those who struggle and those who rise effortlessly. The most successful people in the world are not those who constantly chase after opportunities. They are those who create an aura so strong, a mindset so magnetic, that opportunities come seeking them. They do not audition for success. They assume success as their natural state. They do not lower themselves to prove their worth. They allow their worth to be self-evident. This is not arrogance, it is alignment. It is understanding that the world reflects back whatever you believe to be true about yourself. If you constantly chase, you will always feel as though you are behind. You will always feel as though what you want is slipping through your fingers. But the moment you stop chasing and start embodying the reality you desire, everything changes. You no longer feel the need to prove, to explain, to justify. You simply exist in the knowing that what is meant for you is already on its way. And when you reach this level of certainty, the world must comply. The empire builder moves with patience but not hesitation. They understand that the timing of their manifestations is always perfect, that what is meant for them cannot be taken away, that there is no need to scramble for what is already destined to be theirs. They do not waste energy grasping for things that are not aligned. They do not lower their standards in a moment of fear. They do not allow impatience to dictate their actions. They stand firm in their power, and they allow what is theirs to come. This is the energy that builds empires. It is the energy of someone who does not chase wealth, but instead carries the energy of wealth so strongly that wealth is drawn to them. It is the energy of someone who does not chase influence, but instead moves with such confidence that influence is inevitable. It is the energy of someone who does not chase love, but instead radiates a presence so complete that love cannot help but find them. Chasing is an admission of lack. It is a confession that you do not yet have what you seek. But the empire builder does not confess lack. They embody abundance. They do not look outward for proof. They hold the proof within. And because they believe so deeply in their own worth, the world has no choice but to give them exactly what they expect. An empire is not built through doubt, hesitation, or the need for validation. It is built through the quiet, unshakable conviction that what you desire is already yours. The world does not shape you, you shape the world. It bends to match the assumptions you hold, the identity you embody, and the energy you radiate. Those who react to circumstances remain trapped by them. Those who seek permission will always be limited by the minds of others. Those who chase will always feel behind. But the empire builder moves differently. They do not explain. They do not seek approval. They do not force. They assume. They declare their vision as reality before the world confirms it. They move with certainty, with discipline, and with an energy that commands without needing to demand. Nothing is outside of your reach except what you believe to be separate from you. The moment you accept that you are already the architect of your reality, that the empire you seek is already yours in consciousness, the physical world will rearrange itself to match that truth. Let go of the need to chase, to convince, to prove. Stand firm in the knowing that everything is already unfolding in your favor. Move as if your empire is already built, and soon the world will have no choice but to recognize what you have known all along.